And then when you're ready, find your seat in your chair. I'm going to grab my blocks. Oh, hi, baby girl. Yeah, you want to play fetch, huh? And then find a cozy seat. I'm going to encourage you to kind of scoot to the edge of your seat so that your thighs are off the seat, but your butt cheek crease kind of catches on the edge. We want to really feel those sits bones firmly planted in the pads of your seat. So adjust, however, to really get that firm foundation. And then we want to plant the whole pads of our feet into the earth. If your chair is high, you might use your blocks to lift up the earth, but a firm planting of the feet. And then you might take a moment to close your eyes or soften your gaze off into the distance and feel the weight of your body relaxing down through those sits bones in your butt cheeks, down through the pads of your feet. Can you feel that sensation? Can you relax your belly? And on your next exhale, melt just a little further into this sensation. We call this grounding. And then for our resourcing practice this morning, you might place both hands on top of the chest. You might do one over the other over the heart. For me, it feels really good to have this weighted sensation on my chest as an extra little grounding sensation down into the earth. And as you hang out here in this grounding moment, this is where we become present, right? With what is happening right now. And what is happening right now is that gravity is gently pressing you down into the seat, down into the earth. You might even imagine that gravity gently presses you down, connecting your energy even down through the crust of the earth. Sometimes I imagine roots growing down from my sits bones, from the pads of my feet, firmly planting themselves in the earth. As those roots grow down, as your energy grounds further into the earth, deeper and deeper, that energy, those roots meet even the bedrock of the earth and grow through them, connecting even down into the molten core of the earth itself as we spin, grounding deeply down into Mother Earth. Beautiful. When you're ready, you might blink your eyes open, release your hands from your chest. Just take a moment to note what that feels like, that deep grounding sensation. A teacher once told me that gravity is proof that the earth wants you here in this moment, experiencing life just as it is. And then just to show you that our posture, how we hold our body, plays a huge role in how we feel. On an inhale, we're going to sweep the arms out and up until we're pressing those fingertips skyward. And then just like in past classes, we're going to find that little string that runs through the length of our spine and just give it a gentle pull towards the ceiling. Beautiful. From here in this posture, right, we embrace our dignity, our royalty, our worthiness. We are wholly worthy. The practice of yoga says this without question. We are made from love. Every piece of us, the light and the dark, wholly worthy. And so as we reach skyward, we embrace the expansion of our worthiness. We let the radiation, right? The radiating power of our worthiness pour from us, or we accept from the sun, from the universe, from your deity, that loving light, that worthiness, right? That dignity, that royalty. We breathe it into the heart. We breathe it into the body. Beautiful. We expand. We're ready for whatever this day, this evening can pour at us. We are expansive. We are powerful. We are wholly worthy. And we are deeply loved. And then from here, we widen our arms out towards the sides. And we embrace all that is, right? The light and the dark, the suffering and the joy. We hold space for it all here in our healing and our wide arms, our expansive embrace. You are so expansive. There is room for so much inside you. All of the good, all of the struggle. There's room for you to hold it all in your arms. And then for a moment here, as you embrace all that is, take a moment to acknowledge that you're not alone in this class, that there are others sitting in a seat, ready to move, breathe, focusing on their healing for their own selves, their bodies, their families, their communities, the world. You are not alone in your journey. We are together in community. And then take all of that energy that you've collected and pour it back into your heart center. Let it settle in. Maybe you close your eyes, maybe you don't. But imagine all of that energy, your worthiness, your dignity, your expansiveness, your connection with all the other healing beings in this space with us. We let it pour into us, permeating every cell of our bodies. We draw that energy in. It's not just our own energy that we need to move through life. It's our collective energy. Beautiful. Go ahead and release your hands. When you're ready, we'll start our movement practice. So on an inhale, just to roll with opening up those shoulders, we're going to reach those hands skyward. Exhale, drop that right hand. We're going to reach towards that left wall. Inhale, switch sides. So we're just waving. Inhale, switch. Exhale, lean. Moving with the breath. And you might notice as you lean towards the right, you're pressing down into that right foot. As you lean towards the left, anchoring through that left foot, right? So back and forth, using the strength of your legs to engage through the core. So we're not just using our low back muscles or our obliques to do this. Beautiful. On an inhale, both arms reach skyward. As you exhale, lower them, pressing through the fingertips, and then interlace your fingers behind your back or just make fists at your back. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together, let our heart pump forward, and then lift our chin skyward. Beautiful. Maybe you make plenty of space for your belly here as you reach the heart and the chin up towards the ceiling. Can you feel that expansiveness here? Can you feel your heart open, your strong heart, protected heart? Can you feel it open here? Willing to embrace what is, resilient enough to make it through anything that comes our way. Acknowledging how powerful it is to have conquered and moved through what it already has. Your heart so resilient. Beautiful. When you're ready, release your hands, drop them into your lap. We're going to let our forehead sink down towards the earth. Woo. Can you relax through the back of the neck? Relax even your jaw. Can the cheeks on your face just sort of sag towards the earth? What does it feel like to just melt here? Beautiful. On an inhale, rise up tall, pulling gently on that string. And then let's open up the hips. So we're going to heel toe our feet out wide as they want to go, finding our version of goddess. So the toes are going to track in the same direction as your heels. So you open up your toes. And then again, finding this side to side movement. So on an inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, right hand lowers, left hand reaches. inhale, rise up. Again, we're focusing on pressing through the pads of the feet to rise up tall and to lower. So we're moving the upper body, but we're engaging the lower body. So we're connecting the two halves of ourselves. You ever bend down to get something and you only use your upper body, right? You swing yourself around, or when you walk upstairs, right? We don't pay attention to how the top and the bottom of our halves of our body interact. And so they often don't support one another the way that they should. And here, we allow our mind to notice that when we lean towards the right, we engage through that right leg both to lower and rise, helps keep the integrity of the whole of our body in check. Beautiful. On an exhale, lower both of those arms. We're going to plant our palms, fingertips pointed out, heels of our hands on the insides of the thigh. And then when you're ready, dropping that left shoulder towards the midline, and then using that left palm to kind of press that left thigh open. You might even gaze over that right shoulder. Ooh. When you're ready, an inhale to rise, and exhale lowers the opposite shoulder down, gently using the heel of the hand to press that thigh away. And maybe you look over the opposite shoulder. Hold and breathe. Can you soften through this inner thigh that you're pressing away? And then move with the breath if it feels right. Inhale to rise, exhale to lower. Gently pressing the thigh away with each exhale as that shoulder drops, enjoying this nice mid-back twist, this shoulder opener and a hip opener all in one. Beautiful. Rise up tall with legs out wide. We're going to play with our seated cat-cow. So pressing through the pads of your feet, can you use that energy to curl the tailbone up towards the heart center? We're going to find this big C shape with the spine by dropping our forehead down towards the earth once more. Beautiful. So we're actively pressing through the feet. We're curling up into this C shape. I'm going to show you from the side. Whew, really just finding this in our bodies. And then on an inhale, press through the pads of the feet to lift tall to the top of the head. Make space for the belly. Let the heart lift as the chin lifts. Breathe space into the whole front of the body. And then take a moment to notice what feelings are available to us in these postures. So on an exhale, we're going to press through the feet, curl the tailbone in, drop the forehead, let the shoulders relax. And then for a moment, as you engage here in this shape, notice what feelings are most accessible in this shape. Maybe you feel comforted and calm. But we might also take a moment to notice maybe the less pleasant emotions that are very accessible in this shape. Emotions like anxiety or depression, feelings of smallness, right? It's easy to feel those feelings in this shape because our body and our brain are so deeply connected, right? That's the whole point of this, is that the shape that we make with our body can make feelings more or less accessible to us. Now, in this shape, for just a moment longer, try and think of things like joy. Can you think of ecstatic joy? Can you think of laughing? When you feel your body in this shape, it's a little harder to imagine feeling those feelings. Now, on an inhale, rise back up, lifting through that string, the chin and the heart rise as well. Breathing space into the heart center. And then from here, what feelings are most accessible? What feels easiest? Expansiveness, openness, maybe anger? I don't know, right? But notice now, if you imagine joy, giddiness, power, strength, so much easy to access it. when our bodies are open, this front line that I talk about all the time. Beautiful. On an exhale, you might begin moving with the breath. You might also be sick of this posture. The outsides of your hips probably talking to you by now. Beautiful. Maybe you find some intuitive movement, just a rolling, right? We do this on hands and knees sometimes, a big barrel roll. I'll show you from the front how this looks. A big barrel roll. So leading cat-cow with the chest, right? If the head is involved, it might look like this. Just playing. If you found a direction for some movement, you might switch it up. Waking up the whole length of the spine. Ooh. From neck all the way down to the tailbone. And then when you're ready, pause in stillness, heel toe those feet back in. Beautiful. From here, we're going to love on the neck just a little bit more, dropping the right ear towards your right shoulder. You might lift that right hand to weight it down. And then we did this on Monday, dropping that left arm down towards the earth, really encouraging the stretch along the side of the neck. And then with eyes open or closed, turn your eyeballs in the same direction as this right elbow. Really getting a stretch there. This gets into the vagal nerves, right? We're doing some vagal toning, engaging the vagal nerves so that we can get used to that sensation, so that we can invite that sensation into our bodies more often. From wherever you are, close your eyes, release the head, float upright. Note what you feel. Buzzy, floaty, achy, wiggly, soft, warm. Without judgment, there's no good or bad. There just is. Can you name it? And then when you're ready, let opposite ear drop towards opposite shoulder, weighting it down if it feels good, finding where you want to be, and then turning those eyes over to that elbow, looking in that direction with them open or closed, right? You might just ask your body, what will center you in this moment? Relax everywhere it makes sense. Can you even soften, especially through the right side of the neck? And then when you're ready, lift the hand, float upright. Take a moment to really note what you feel. Even if you make up words, who cares? It's your body, it's your experience. This is how we build relationship. This is what we take with us off the mat. So pausing in stillness is powerful. We call that integration. All right, blinking your eyes open whenever you're ready. Let's start some sun salutations. And I won't review sun salutations in a ton of detail, although good luck because I will probably anyway. If you've done sun salutations with me before, you already know what you're doing. If you haven't, it's really easy to get into. So we're going to find our Tadasana, planting the pads of our feet. That posture that we started in leaves plenty of space for the belly. So you might widen your feet out just a little bit or narrow them depending on what feels good. On an inhale, we're going to lift through the top of the head, finding that length. On an exhale, the shoulders melt as we ground down through the sits bones and the pads of the feet once more. Can you breathe? Each inhale, bringing length through the spine. Each exhale, grounding the body down. So we're really just stretching. Some folks in yoga call this the root and the rise, right? This is especially important for my hypermobile lovelies. Grounding down and rising up engages all the parts of the body we want to. On your next inhale, as you rise tall, your exhale, hinging at the hips, we fold down. An inhale lifts to flat back. So we're pressing long through the tailbone, out to the top of the head. And then use the pads of your hands to press into your shins or the tops of your thighs and gently pull just a little more length through the top of the head. Beautiful. With each inhale, can you feel that length building through the spine? And then on an exhale, fold, melt the heart. Engage to the pads of the feet, right? You might even lean your weight forward like you're going to stand up out of your chair. Feel the legs engage here. Keeping that engagement on an inhale, sweep the arms out, rise up, pressing through the pads of the feet to do so. Exhale, palms towards the heart. Beautiful. Let's add to it. Let's add our vinyasa, right? A chaturanga, wow, my brain has just stopped. Let's just do it together. My brain will catch up. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, find your fold, whatever version feels good. Inhale, flat back, find that length. Exhale, melt, engaging through the legs. An inhale sweeps you all the way up. This time we extend the legs out, plant the pads of the feet, leaving the arms extended right by the ears. We're going to slowly lean back. This is our chaturanga, our plank, right? And we're going to take our time here. I'll turn so you can see me. We're going to take our time here to lean as far back as our body wants. And maybe it's here, maybe it's here, who knows? But the body is going to shake and we're going to let it. Can you take deep breaths in? Can you enjoy the shake? There's a lot of shame and trepidation that is accompanied with shaking muscles. And we've lost the true storyline, which is when we shake, ooh, right, in my belly, in the arms, we're releasing old patterns of tension, right? We're not just gaining strength. This is a big release of stuck energy. On an inhale of your choice, lift tall. We're going to arch the back. So I'm pressing my thumbs back towards the wall behind me. The heart presses forward. And then maybe you lift your chin skyward, opening up through that front line. Ooh, beautiful. When you're ready, an exhale lengthens through the spine, finding it nice and straight. And then we're going to slowly lean forward, keeping the arms between the ears between the upper arms, or planting the palms at the heart center. We find our downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hanging out here, we're now engaging the back body instead of the front body. You might notice, does anything shake? Breathe into it, pressing down through the feet as you press out through those fingertips or the top of your head. And then from here, we find a fold. How do we do this? On an inhale, I lean back, lift my feet, bend and plant. Exhale, melt into your fold. On an inhale, when you're ready, rise up to your flat back. Exhale, melt. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up strong. Beautiful. Exhale, palms towards the heart center, Samastiti. Let's do that again. Inhale when you're ready. Rise. Exhale, surrender. Inhale, find that length through the spine. Exhale, surrender. Engage those legs. On an inhale, rise up tall, chaturanga. Lengthening the body out, finding your shake. 5 breaths here. Breathe into your body. Make noise. Shake, laugh, cry, scream. Take a moment, ask what your body is wanting, and then experiment. Can you offer it? If you offer it and it feels awful, that's all right. Try something else. On an inhale of your choice, lift tall, arching that back, pressing the thumbs behind you, heart pumps forward, chin rises. Beautiful. In Sanskrit, this is Bhujangasana. And then an exhale melts you into your downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. For some reason, my brain has remembered all the Sanskrit and none of the English words for these postures. Just love me anyway. When you're ready, an inhale leans back. We bend those knees. An exhale melts us into the fold. Inhale, rise up, Ardha Uttanasana, long flat back. Exhale, melt. Engage the legs. On an inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. Beautiful. I'm going to turn to face you. And then let's do a little more hip opening. So from here, a nice seated figure 4, you might grab a strap if it feels nice. You might cross your ankle over the top of a block. You might cross it over the top of your thigh with a strap and hold it here, right? Straps are beautiful because I don't want you to have to use all of your core strength and clench to keep the foot up here. I want it to be easy. So the strap allows for that ease, or you can go without. So there is no medal or award for anything in yoga except for meeting your body where it wants to be, not where you want it to be, but where it wants to be. So take a moment. I'm going to use a strap unapologetically. You do you, boo. Find that length with that string. Woo. And then on an exhale, can you melt forward? So slow as you melt the heart, as you melt the belly. Notice where the sensation intensifies in your body. Keeping the jaw and the shoulders soft. Melting forward. Feel sensation arise. Notice how it gets intense and grows as you fold. And then find a spot of intensity that feels good, that keeps you interested in it, right? Enough sensation that you're here and you're present, but not so much that your mind wants to wander or your body wants to clench. This is the sweet spot of release, right? This is where our hard work gets the biggest payoff. And allowing your mind to really notice that intensity that you've built. Now, can you breathe into it? Can you imagine sending your breath to wherever in your body you feel this intensity? And then feel that inhale, create space, create expansion, maybe stretch it just a little further. And then as you exhale, release any tension from that area. Let it go. With each exhale, you surrender a little more, softening these intense areas in your body. Beautiful. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, rise up tall. We're going to take a big open twist. So left hand comes to right foot or that strap. Left or right hand reaches behind you. You might even grab the back of the chair here for a nice anchor. Then you can turn your heart center. We really focus our twists on the solar plexus here, right? The top goes one way, the bottom remains solid. Our strong foundation. When you're ready, exhale, let go, release this foot, switch sides. Get there in your own time, in your own way. Using the props that feel good, and then notice how this side feels compared to the other. Maybe it's tighter. Maybe you noticed it was way easier to put your foot up. Wherever it's at, just take a moment. We acknowledge that our body, it looks symmetrical from the outside, but from the inside, it is not. And just noticing that it's not is powerful for getting to know yourself. On an inhale, that string lengthens the spine. Exhale, melt so slow. With each exhale, you might melt just a little further. Noticing yet again, where does sensation arise and how does it build the further you surrender your heart and belly? Can you let the jaw remain soft? Can you let the shoulders remain soft? Can you soften even in that area of intensity? We tend to, when we feel intensity, we tend to brace all the muscles around it to support it. And this habit often leaves us in pain and tight. And so here, we just consciously counteract that habit by letting those muscles go. And maybe you even do it by sending the breath there again. The inhale expands, the exhale releases. This is a beautiful practice for chronic pain as well. The inhale expands, the exhale softens and releases. When you're ready, rise up tall, find your big open twist, right hand to foot. Ooh, left arm behind you. We're reaching, looking behind us, maybe grabbing that chair for a big anchored turn, maybe not. Breathe deep into the body. How does it feel in this twist? Can we find a little more expansion in the body, a little more room, a little more space? Beautiful. When you're ready, release. Let that foot go. Whew. Let's plant the pads of our feet. And then to end our practice today, let's find our Shavasana deeply grounded, just like at the beginning of practice. So you might scoot all the way back in your chair, letting your spine be supported. Maybe you tuck your chin into your chest or wrap a blanket around your neck and lean back. Either way, we're going to take our palms on our chest or heart center once more, wherever we were at the beginning of practice that felt so good. And find your way into that gravitational pull yet again. Can you relax your butt cheeks, your thighs? Feel your sits bones down through your seat, the pads of your feet firmly grounded, your body held and cradled by earth itself. Can you feel your roots grow down? Maybe you envision them. Your roots growing down into the earth, securing you down through the crust, through the dirt, the soil, the rocks. Your roots grow, your energy permeates. Down, down into the bedrock of the earth. Your roots are that powerful, growing down, grounding even to the core. The molten lava, the heat that burns at the core of the earth. Knowing that you're unsafe, your roots are safe, you are grounded and held so deep here. Hang out here for as long as you like. But when you're ready, you might release your hands and just begin to intuitively awake some pandiculation. We call this in somatics. This is where we follow the natural flow of the body. We give ourselves permission to stretch all the spots that wanted to be stretched but didn't. To move, shake, twist, lengthen, curl the body in any way that brings us delight. You might feel terrible at this movement and very self-conscious, and that's okay. Don't stress it. The more that we do it, the less we care how ridiculous we look. Look, Onyx loves it. She's here for it. This is her favorite part of class. When you're ready, we're going to end class with palms at the heart center, your choice. Maybe a gentle bow in the head if that feels good. Take these exercises with you out into the world when you feel like things are out of control, when you feel like there's not enough space inside you to hold what is. Lay your hands on your chest and know that gravity is proof that the earth desires you to be here, desperately wants you here. And that if you check in, if we resource by grounding into the earth, by rising up and owning our power and our worthiness, that there is nothing that we can't hold together in community. Know that the light and the dark in me sees the light and the dark in you, and we are the same. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. This work that we do is powerful and it is not easy, and you did it. And I just think that is incredible. And I love what we are doing together, right? Can you feel that you are not alone? You might be alone in your living room or your bedroom, but you are not alone. We are a group of humans healing, and I love it. Okay, I'm going to stop. I got to stop the recording before I just keep talking.